not all, folks. Here's the real blockbuster. Brace yourselves.
What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to Serial Productions. You guys, we had some set photos leaked of the reshoots for Morbius, the Living Vampire, which hits theaters this year. A lot of people were actually saying that these were set photos from Venom 2, but no. It came out and confirmed that they were actually set photos from the reshoots of Morbius. And in these leaked photos is where's Spider-Man and a whole spider web on a world, the Earth. Now, this is interesting to me. Very interesting to me. Now, we all know that Sony has some kind of idea of how they're going to introduce Spider-Man into their universe. We just don't know how. With the whole first trailer of Morbius coming out, and you saw the whole murder of Spider-Man on the wall, but you saw a Sam Raimi Spider-Man costume suit, not a Tom Holland, which is very interesting to me and brought a lot of questions to a lot of fans, including myself. And then you take a look at these leaked photos. You see the Daily Bugle at the bottom. Now, this Daily Bugle logo is from the Sam Raimi universe, not from the Spider-Man Far From Home logo we saw J. Jonah Jameson in, not at all. So I'm wondering why Sony is using that particular universe's stuff when they're teasing a possible crossover with Tom Holland's Spider-Man or a Spider-Man. I don't necessarily know the idea that Sony has planned to how they're going to introduce all this stuff, but I find it pretty interesting to me. Very interesting to me. Now, let's say they did try to use Spider-Man from the Sam Raimi universe. That's fine. That means you kind of would have to recast the Spider-Man. You would have to recast Tobey Maguire. Because Tobey Maguire is a little bit too old for the role now. He's got to be at least pushing 45, even close to 50, right? And that's not a bad thing. But a lot of fans wouldn't be too happy with that if they would recast that particular Spider-Man, because we knew that particular Spider-Man to be one of the greatest Spider-Man of all time in Spider-Man 1 and 2, Spider-Man 3 being a guilty pleasure. But with Venom 2 coming out. Now, I know that eventually Sony and Marvel will work out their deal of where these two universes will crash and meet. I just don't know when. We don't know. We don't know if he's going to show up in the sequel, to Venom 2 when Venom is fighting Carnage. We have no idea what's going to happen with that particular sequel. But I know Sony has this thought in their head that yes, this universe will have a Spider-Man. I just don't know what Spider-Man is going to be, since they're teasing the old Spider-Man in all these damn set photos. That it just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. And as far as like Spider-Man 3 is supposed to be shooting this July, no idea where they're going to take the story. But we do know that J. Jonah Jameson is in the universe of the MCU. And we also know that J. Jonah Jameson will be making an appearance in the Morbius movie. Don't know what's happening. Is it going to be the old J. Jonah Jameson? Will he have hair in this Morbius movie? Nobody really necessarily knows. But they did take the Vulture from the MCU Spider-Man and put him in the Morbius movie. So there's that possible connection with the MCU Spider-Man. You see how it could be pretty confusing of what's really happening with this whole shared universe thing. But I'm very interested, and I know that Marvel Studios. This from what I heard, that they're looking to cast Kraven the Hunter for the main villain for Spider-Man 3, and I also know that Sony wanted to do their own Kraven spin-off movie in their universe. Now I don't know what kind of deal they worked out when the whole Spider-Man fucking drama was happening. Maybe they talked it out and they're like, hey, we want to do Kraven in the third Spider-Man film. Okay, that's fine as long as we can use Spider-Man in our films. Sony's like, okay, Marvel, shake hands, boom, they walk away. But I just don't know the whole mechanics of it. As of right now, nobody really knows what's happening. Nobody knows when Spider-Man is going to be making some kind of an appearance in the Sony universe. All I know is that I'm very excited. I'm still excited. Morbius was a fantastic trailer. I really enjoyed Venom. Can't wait for the sequel to Venom 2. I can't wait to see how they're going to introduce Cletus Cassidy, Carnage. That's going to be a lot of fun to me. Very excited for the future of the Spider-Man world. Spider-Man is looking pretty good for me right now. And I hope they expand and make it bigger. And I'm still hoping to get the symbiote suit attached to the Tom Holland Spider-Man so they can do their Secret Wars movies. And that would just be all-time big. So, you know, that's realistically, that's what Kevin Feige wants to do. Kevin Feige wants that symbiote suit from Venom to be attached to Tom Holland Spider-Man. And my God, they will rock it. And I feel like they should do it. They should eventually do that, especially if you kind of want to stay true to the comics, you know, in the whole Sony universe. You know, that creates the hatred that Eddie Brock has for, you know, Spider-Man. And, you know, the symbiote eventually leaves Tom Holland Spider-Man and he goes back. Then he has the white symbol. He's actually web suiting throughout the movie. It makes sense. And I feel like Sony would eventually want to go that route as well. Possibly even in a third Venom movie. You know, because I feel like nowadays everybody's getting 3 movies. That's the norm. Everybody gets, you know, their trilogy. But it's going to be interesting to me, you guys. I cannot wait to see what exactly happens with this whole shared universe thing. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Spider-Man's going to cross over to the whole Sony universe? What Spider-Man do you think they'll eventually use? Post your comments down below, you guys. And thank you for taking time today for watching Zero Productions. Peace.